I think we're still pining for an Acor that we once knew. He may not come through, but we'll have to see if this third map is where he starts to show some of that level, because Frozen was so impactful on this CT side by being aggressive, and it felt like Acor had to play a bit more passive to compensate.
Indeed, it did. And look, over here, we also had to start asking questions about FaZe. Cold.
Well, really slow round out. They'd already lost Rain, and see if FaZe can recover this one. Going to be a difficult task. There's no doubt about that one. They've got some utility available. Flashes at the ready here for FaZe. They're trying to close that gap. Dexter ready to counter. You can throw that smoke as well. Make it more difficult for them to get sightlines in. They're ready in here. So many numbers. Dexter and Frozen are doubling up for the top couple of kills. Acor trying to lock things down. It's cold now to try and clutch things back, but not going to be able to pull it through. It's a nice, clean state of affairs there from Mouse. Acor went for that aggressive peak. It's good to see him activated so early, and Mouse will get off good on their CT side. We know we didn't get to see any real setup there from FaZe because of how quick that one came out. We're straight into the force buy. Deegs are ready. You see the odds from our partners at 1xBet. Now they kind of lean it over towards Mouse. I don't know if that's only because of the pistol. You know, they may be seeing that curveball thrown in as well and seeing that they've got things planned. Short on the cards here for Mouse. Bemis is, again, taking a fight straight off the bat. I think one of the interesting things that we'll touch upon is whether Mouse try and disrespect what FaZe have to offer in this respect. Because when we had talked previously, you know, we had this idea that they maybe didn't want to go up against Carrigan on Overpass, even though he was kind of shy from taking that particular map. And it's going to be difficult to see if they have a read on how Carrigan will even approach this one. Frozen over at long, taking the fight, and Twist has been taken down. These pistols not getting anything going. Acor, really solid stuff as well. The counter utility in from Mouse, really solid. FaZe just cannot get any kills going. Only the one on Cold thus far, and that was on the pistol round. I do hope that we get Acor on the AWP kind of quickly. Seeing him with the rifle do well against the anti-force buy is always nice though. So I'm not gonna complain. Again, been kind of pining for him to show a little bit more, because we've seen some of the stars activate for FaZe, and I think this has been a battle to see who gets up to snuff fast enough. You see the setup change. Mouse over towards that fountain position. You know, they've gone aggressive. It's Rops and Frozen trying to create that condition. Outside of this B side, and Bemis getting the spray on too. Rain responds in kind, but they were sussed out, spotted, and Acor has moved into position. So knows that Rain has fallen. At least further back. Rops on containment control. Mouse have all the information they need to put a bow on this one. A couple of players coming his way though. Rops prepared for this and gets it done with the FAMAS. Nice little double. And some of these talking points we were on about earlier on, where Mouse weren't converting some of these force buys easily. It was a difficult pill to swallow, that they would lose so many of these crucial rounds, and that was what prompted the sort of Myther response, where it felt bad that they fell into the lower bracket in that opening game, where they went with that surprise right out of the gate. That Overpass would be let through the veto. Any team that was worth their salt analytically would just look at that and just be like, wait, they haven't played this in how long? I mean, historically, I don't even think they make the hundreds in terms of maybe the past 3 or 4 years into how many maps they've played of Overpass. You know, I think they've maybe been tempted a couple of times, you know, experimenting with other permabans, but it's always come back down to that dreaded Overpass. One of my favorite maps, but hey. Also, it's not just me hogging the mic. I mean, it is. We've had a small tech issue. Doesn't only happen to the players. They get a timeout. We don't. 3-0 start here for Mouse. Acor trying to get aggro with the AWP, and he's flashed off the angle initially. Don't know that I was going to look for too much more off of that. Still hovering around these toilets, though. Well, there's nobody really investigating here on that FaZe side. Frozen in prime position, divider control, jiggling between the two angles. He's very isolated in this fight. The timing is perfect. I mean, this is out in the fight, though. Could have completely sideswiped Karrigan. And instead, it'll tee up Rops in a forward position at the bathrooms, but the Molotov may force him into other plans. Could take top bins. The smoke not really hitting the mark. Should have gone slightly deeper, bounced off the wall, and prevented sight lines towards Banana. Acor looking to investigate. Up at the ready. Step made by Karrigan, so Acor's gonna swing, and he's cut off on the retreat. Didn't realize that there were 3 FaZe players primed and ready. They still have so much information here. Miles are showing so much control. They do not want to give up this bathroom's position, but they still don't have a firm idea of which way they're going. You know, there's a lurker out towards Monster. There's 3 players hovering outside of A themselves. Oh, they made a sterner stuff here. Rops on the flank as well. That wrap towards B hasn't seen too much. 12 seconds left. Rain finding the entry, and Bemis seeing if he can deny, but he might not get there in time. Rops as well on the flank, won't get there, and he's brought it to just 3.
Over here, Rob's trying to fight back, but it's so difficult. In the meanwhile, it just seems like chances are dwindling down. Michael, FaZe should have been able to find themselves that round. Rob's getting some damage in the fadeaway, but not quite enough.
Yes, welcome back.
Shush. We don't break the illusion.
Yeah, I know. I could see, you know, there was a few times where I was like, oh yes, do you remember that time we talked about this thing? I couldn't keep going. Couldn't keep lying to them all.
Yeah, unfortunately, Mike's kind of
that's what I was saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. The players get all these tech timeouts. Where are ours?
Yeah, come on, guys. We're players too. We played the game as well.
I mean, pretty poorly, to be fair.
Hey.
I didn't want to maintain the illusion. I didn't want to lie to you guys. And there's no lie. We have very limited info on the mousesports CT side. Or, I mean, Overpass in general, not really the CT side in its isolation. You know, we had some of those questions answered in terms of how they want to approach this one. But I think it's been good to note that so far they've been fighting for that information in the late round. They do not want to let FaZe usher out a plan of theirs in these late round scenarios. And so hopefully we get to see that continue, because it brims of confidence. And to have that come in as a surprise map veto pick, it has to be confident for Mouse.
Right now, things have slowed down a fair bit. FaZeland have showed how often they're content with this panning up. But again, you know, the idea is all of those reads that we were talking about, Michael, they're not going to be here anymore when it comes to FaZeland. You don't really get to predict anything, considering that Karrigan himself had never played it with them. It seems like in some ways it is the perfect counter, isn't it? Flashbang comes out for Bemis. Bemis, however, peeking forward. It should be a frag coming out for Brokey, and as they start to peek through, there's 2 to fall and more to follow. FaZeland starting off nicely with the entry, but Dexter response is there, even if it isn't saying too much.
I feel like this is a trend pulled over from Mirage. Another 1 versus 3. Happened far too often on that map in particular, but FaZe are bouncing back after losing those opening 3 rounds. Gun round's feeling a little bit better. But you wouldn't expect that there's any contest that Frozen should be able to hold onto this rifle. So good stuff from FaZe. And it wasn't as if there weren't the there wasn't that moment in the previous round as well where FaZe could have just collapsed on the bomb site and potentially pulled off flanking plays. So we're already seeing that there is some vulnerabilities, but we shouldn't see what we have thus far in the series, where both the first and second map, it felt like a battle of mind games, right? Of who's countering who. Are they, this person's making an adaptation, do they read into it? You know, systematic understanding of one another, but I mean, like we've been talking about, this is foreign soil. In a lot of respects, they'll have more information on FaZe than the other way around.
Let's also not get ahead of ourselves from that angle. There's also the fact that FaZe doesn't play Overpass that much either.
Yeah, so... and they're not too successful either.
Yeah, that is true. At the same time, Carrigan historically always been a fantastic Overpass caller, so maybe with those mid-rounding, those rotations that we know can come through an Overpass, there's something to be done. So far, once again, slower setup coming out from the FaZe land side.
And over here, that AWP.
They do, but they don't have too many flashes to work off of it.
Yeah.
That's something we saw against Na'Vi, was that they were really good at these, flash angles. Acor was on point with the utility as well, just making all the duels so much easier than perhaps you'd normally expect them to be. And that is something where the additional mystique, so to say, of mousesports really does assist you. There aren't really any flashbangs FaZe can be prepared for. And that is one of the most important reads you can have on the T side of Overpass.
Playing out real slow. Smoke thrown in the connector, but Frozen, after some time, investigates and realizes that it is vacant. Hide side B is where they'll set up, but Mouse are leaving it. They're moving instead over towards the A side, and now they realize that they may have made the wrong rotation. Carrigan moving in for the entry pathway, and that's an open bomb site, but the USP tapping him low. The fire could have finished him off, but Carrigan doubles up.
20 seconds. And, this has to be a save, right? At this point, some kills are nice to get. At the very least, there is that to work off of. But over here, now, you also have to ask yourself, at the same time, where we're hyping up all this idea, Michael, hey, there isn't that much to study on. Let's also not make any mistakes about it. mousesports looked very vulnerable against Na'Vi, and Na'Vi is also a team which doesn't play Overpass that much. So the one difference maker, I would say, between Na'Vi and FaZe over here is that, Na'Vi has that guy who delivers 30 frags every time. Na'Vi has Simple. So it will always be challenging to play Overpass up against them. In comparison, though, FaZe have showed differences in consistency. Unfortunately, you can also say the exact same thing about mousesports. Mousesports don't have that guy over every time.
Yeah, in the Na'Vi series, right, it was more a punish, right? Identifying it as like, oh, wait, that's perma veto territory. Why have I done that? That's a mistake. Wasn't out of confidence. I mean, more confident that they'll have more stuff ready. Especially with Bit being full-time, right? He was, that was one of his early map adaptions. Oh. Singed at the feet. A little far to hear the tag, but could still set up for the boost here for Mouse. Instead, investigating the connector slightly earlier. Again, that same smoke, same amount of time sort of waited after the smoke as well before they peek on through. And so now there is this flanking opportunity once again presented to mousesports. Acor though, oh my goodness, peeking into 4 of them? That is scary, but he pulls and plucks one out, gets himself away. Oh, realizes that he's been cut off, but Carrigan's gone too. Oh, almost lining up a third, but Grain finally gets a handle on it. This A bomb site could be taken, but they're still slow to clear it. Frozen on the flank as well. This bomb getting ready to get planted, but they're still concerned about long. And as Twist turns around, they've brought it back to a 2-on-2.
And this is something where mousesports had this exact same issue earlier on versus Na'Vi as well, is that sometimes you slip away in these heavy advantage positions because you're working off of angles, and meanwhile, ROPS will fall on long as well. So you're in a 1-on-2 to fight for your life. Bemis is the one left alone. He's got to get everything and more. Doesn't have a kit, needs to pick that up from somewhere around the ground. And as he peeks forward, will find one, but at the cost of almost his life, and will be his life as soon as Twist can pull his trigger. And with that, FaZe already on 4.
That's a really dicey position to find yourself in so early as well. Acor doesn't feel like he should be able to get away with murder like that, especially such a late round peak. You know, you've got 2 players in the connector. You'd hope that they would have a bit more control, you know, take a further back angle, but he's pretty close to them. And then he rounds that corner, there's 4? I would have dropped the ball. You know, there'll be 4 players in front of me, and I'd somehow still get nothing. Far more composed though, Acor, and we're seeing that stardom kind of arise slowly but surely. When we had our discussion earlier on as well, we talked about the expansion of the map pool and how maybe Acor is a bit of an influence in that respect. You know, Dexter as well. I think it was highlighted on that Mad Lion side that Acor would just kind of, we'd see the highs and lows of him. You know, he'd be hyper aggressive with the AWP, and it would work. Sometimes it wouldn't, and that would, you know, it'd almost lead to a round loss if it didn't. But he'd win more than he lost. So, I mean, I guess that's a net positive. Showing some of that flashy stuff already.
Like, I just want him to go for those repeats. I just want him to play around those, you know, million angles that Overpass presents itself, because that's where, you know, Overpass can shine, and he has done that in the past. Now, let's let him have his playground. FaZe, of course, need to be careful that they don't fall victim to a half-my victory. That would be the worst possible way to give mousesports the momentum back. The previous round wasn't the cleanest from them either, so money is very unstable on this terrorist side. Loss bonus, obviously, doesn't need to be said. There, Rob speaks true, but misses the shot, and Twist will recover. Frozen, next one to fall down, and with that, FaZe have found themselves a big advantage. Dexter, as well, nestled away in a corner. Molly comes in. Oh my god, Bemis, what a shot from him!
Oh, won't get anything afterwards, but yeah, flashy. Nothing further. Twist with 3 thus far. Acor rotating in with the scout, and oh, spotted 1. Holding for it. Nah, not gonna get too much. Had a chance, but FaZe with a 5th. It would be unheard of if Acor won this one back. Sovereign forward, he wants a bit of damage at the very least.
I mean, you can see why he's going for it. You're going to have it off in the next round anyway. If you can take away 1 more rifle, FaZe Clan, put them
doesn't want to litter in the next round, you know? He would just throw that up on that scout on the floor. It's just like, what is its purpose?
It is pretty unsatisfying to have to do that, in all fairness. That is true. Now, though, FaZe Clan, both of them had a great game so far. Hopefully, he can start changing that around, but they will have to contend with the double op setup that's come through from mousesports. Robs has shown a huge amount of prowess on that so far this series whenever we've seen him pull that one out. But Acor's getting aggressive this time. It's going to be over towards Fountain. No one's seen as he's completely blind and will be bunny hopping his way back.
This is something we saw in the game earlier on as well when Acor is going for those peaks. Seeing Rops move on over towards B. Like you said, this time with that double AWP. Carrigan. Oh! Aim punch. Whoa. Big difference.
Yeah. He has armor, he gets that frag. You can see it in your mind's eye. It's forced back, though. Frozen's in a very difficult position. And meanwhile, Dexter's the one to fall, but Frozen over towards toilets is actually pushing out from long. He realizes that if it's going to be a toilet Spencer coming in, Acor's not there to cover him on that first contact. So instead, he gets aggressive. In a 4v5, he's also the only one who really can get aggressive. Twist, however, will be revealing himself with those footsteps, but he still gets the kill. Massive whiff from Frozen.
Floundering the frag. Oh, dear. They are moving towards this B bomb site where there's still heavy presence here from Mouse, and there's 35 seconds left. They're investigating A, though, and they may realize fast enough that bomb is a little bit of a distance away, so moving back towards that A bomb site will be a difficulty. They're moving into what mousesports have little left.
Oh, what a shot. He's so good on those. Never shown to be him. Bemis, however, is the one who has his kill stolen away. Acor peeks into Monster as well, gets himself another, and without time. Twist can only just go for damage. He's been good at recovering a frag earlier on. I don't think he can recover this round. God, peeking? He's peeking after time as well? How confident is he feeling?
Oh, that is such a big error as well, though, from FaZe, right? They have a player still lingering and lurking over towards that A-bomb site. Sure, they've kind of spotted Acor traditionally that direction, but it's a gamble stack in the right way, where FaZe just weren't prepared. You know, they spot out Acor, they think they can try and run him down, but the off angle at the end there from Mouse is what makes the difference, drops the bomb. And it looked like they should have had the upper hand as well with some of the timings they were taking on that CT side, even with the man deficit. And we saw that missed opportunity from Frozen. And now it's really on its head.
Oh! Frozen there to pick it up, though, even if Rops has dropped it. But Grain and Carrigan with the combined two will maintain advantage. Rops really needed to land that shot. And generally speaking, I feel like Rops is one of the best Rops in the world in those super close range scoped in angles, but this time just wasn't able to get it done. And it feels weird saying that about a secondary AWP, but hey, man's just that good sometimes. Acor, heavily aggressive down in playgrounds, could be able to find Twist, and that would be a big find indeed. He sees the back, but doesn't have the timing. Twist will be leading forward, but it's Dexter to take the duel versus Cold, who's backed off instead. Twist spotted out, brought down. Dexter finds Cole with a push through, and a flashbang from Beamer should be setting up to delay the T side. Carrigan and Brokey have got to go through though. With a smoke down, they're using a gap in it, or at least trying to. Still, nothing found, and the bomb needs to be planted. Carrigan next to the pillar, going for it soon, but he just can't find the zone. And inside he goes, and so does Dexter. Straight to the back of Carrigan. It's 3 with the MP9. And an AK picked up. An saved rather for his troubles.
And these aggro plays from Mouse just keep paying off for them as well. Even when they are losing those opening duels, it is just re-aggression to try and compensate for it. We've now seen them at man deficits in back-to-back rounds, and they've still gotten their way out of that position. Contain FaZe at 5 for a little bit longer as they're back onto pistols. We haven't seen thus far too many sort of crazy big performances from any of these FaZe players.
So sorry, that was a very nice looking movement.
Yeah, I kind of got desensitized to it. I used to watch an endpoint player do it all the time, and so I did come to expect it. But you are right, it is nice.
I've never seen that before, so it's quite cool.
Didn't even do it properly. You know, there's a way you can optimize that even further.
Oh. Okay.
We won't get into the logistics of it.
Twitch chat.
Not even good movement, lol.
No, it definitely isn't a good buy. Twist. All right.
He was prepped for the boost.
Yeah. Acor likes this map, put it that way. You can really tell if he's so much more comfortable on this than he does on something like Mirage. FaZe Clan still very committed towards the idea of this A-bomb site. Acor is very committed to the idea of connecting shots, and he keeps doing it. You know what? I like this. Lots of commitment all around. And mousesports after 6.
Hey, is this an instance of ask and we shall receive? Feels like we have been asking for an Acor pop-off, and he's been doing well. You know, we saw on the rifle and some anti-eco rounds. Yeah, he's 14-4. And counter-ulping. Not that there has been much of it from FaZe. Berkey. Yeah, a little rough. A little rough.
Won't have the best of showing so far, that is for sure. Double Molotov, actually, coming out this time. It forces the FaZe boys over towards a very fast push into actually, Carrigan speaking through. Frozen's ready, but he can't land the shots. It seems to be a team of the game so far. They will be forced back, and meanwhile, into rain they go, and he's ready to mow them down. A 4 versus 3 now. mousesports are going to try and maybe just stack on this A-bomb sign, and that will be the right call to go for, but man, what a funnel play into rain.
Yeah, and that was a big deal as well that he picked off Acor first, because if Frozen had died, maybe Rain isn't as prepared for the second. Like, wait a second, Acor has an AWP. Heard an M4 in that direction. Still grinding off the clock though, our FaZe. They've put themselves in this position a few times over, only for Mouse to find a little hidey hole.
I mean, they're expecting the aggression this time, though, but can they find Dexter, who seems to have threaded the needle? He's moved right past all of them. He's right
my God.
behind them.
They
This
might have
could
just
be
spotted him.
massive, but no, Rain shuts down any sign, any thought, any possibility. And with 30 seconds left, mousesports, they don't have the best of money. I wouldn't mind a save, but you also know they want to keep going for this. Robs will not be rotating over even when the indications have been shown of the A-bomb side. Bemis is here with one, maintains position, looking for more, sees Twist, but can't get it done. FaZe will take the round, but you can see a world where Dexter gets that kill.
Yeah, it was getting set up for him, but I think I think Twist was just repositioning, leaving Brokey at long by himself, only for him to kind of turn around. And I think even if it wasn't spotted out directly, the shadow would have given him up. So they were really prepped for him to be making that play towards the divider. Really unfortunate timing there for Dexter, but FaZe keep hold of it. You know, they grab it with two hands. No, Mouse stealing away the cheese this particular round, tying it up once again.
Terrorists win.
Okay, the Rops can keep hold of this AWP though. Big proponents of the double up setup.
Yeah,
on these CT sides for sure. We've seen the impact that Acor can have in these moments when he isn't being use the word funneled over towards connector and maybe funneled into fights he doesn't want to take.
Yeah. And that is for sure. And again, man, Frozen's had an all right game, but there's definitely been some whiffs that have come back to haunt mousesports. They've been able to get away with a couple of them. You know, you saved the day on the other side. It's all good, but eventually one is going to come back and bite you, and that seems to be the one. Quite a few players this time in connector. Not really just the Lonely Rain. Frozen,
Yeah.
man! Where are you going, Frozen?
Oh,
no, not again. Not again.
I feel like we've just gotten the duality of it all. They had so much confidence in a B-sided play, and now they've lost Acor too. The aggro play working against Mouse, that A site fully taken, and this should just be a moment where they save. They do not have money in buffer.
If you lose these three weapons over here, FaZe could very well fight for 9 a little bit more comfortably.
They know it too.
Yeah.
They're on the hunt.
They don't have much money either, so you know, you're playing with it in your head. Do we go for this? Do we not? But the AWP has been dropped. Bemis knows he has to go to try and recover. He won't be whiffing on cold, but it doesn't really matter. Oh, yes, it will. Okay, some more damage dealt. Looking pretty, but it will not be enough. Misses that next shot, otherwise could have been the saving grace, and Twist comes in from the side and shuts him down. FaZe Clan will not allow mousesports to save a single weapon moving forward, and with the loss bonus not quite being at its max stat, mousesports aren't too happy about it.
Yeah, a 7th thus far, and I mean, these past few rounds, FaZe are seeming a bit more composed as well. It does. I will reiterate. You know, there are these moments here for Mouse where they could be very controlling. You can even see that there is a bit of paranoia set in. They've seen what limited info we have on Mouse, and some of it was about Frozen and how aggressive he could be. We've seen Connector be a focal point throughout this half so far as well, but the round that they vacated, that was when Frozen went for the flank. Rops will fall in that very position. And they only have pistols and Deegs alongside the standard issue. Creeping play here for FaZe. Molotov at the barrels, getting rid of some of the more troublesome angles. Bemis at the pillar, though, gets nothing.
We've seen a few of these creeping plays from FaZe. Normally, mousesports is able to catch 1 or 2 people just with some sort of aggression, or see 1 or 2 people and then whiff on them. Not sure from Dexter, but it seems to only delay the inevitable. But it seems like he might be given an opportunity over here. Molotov now leans in, but it's been missed, and he needs to start peeking forward. Carrigan needs to be careful as well. No one there to refrag, and as Dexter's shoulder peeking time and time again, now with Cole moving in, it's going to be Twist to seal the deal. Man, that got really close for a second there, but FaZe Clan, they will find themselves 8. And now look for 9. Utility not at its best for the mousesports camp either.
Yeah, it would have been a hard.
CT timeouts used.
It would have been a really difficult one to win out, right? But even still, you know, you start to see it. We've seen these flashes of greatness from Dexter at like really called upon moments here for Mouse throughout this series. And given the track record thus far, you know, getting those 2 D kills, yeah, you do get a little bit worried.
Especially when the Molotov misses.
Yeah. They could have made this a whole lot easier.
Yeah.
Had to take the hard road instead.
mousesports has used 3 tactical timeouts out of 4 so far. I mean, look, this is, sure, Frozen's sort of missing in a lot of these crucial moments, but Broky's not even on the server, and FaZe Clan is still in such an incredible lead, and it all comes off the back of what Twist and Rain have been able to get done. And now, you're going for Yield Faithful, or in this case, Yield Unfaithful, because Broky's just run away saying, I'm not having any part of your antics. Robso, inside the smoke, is waiting. This could be big. Karrigan right behind him, and he's moved past, but Brokey finds Rups. How is he watching for that?
I mean, Monster smoked, I guess. Oh, God, that is so awkward. That could have gone the other way. Karrigan getting another kill. There's a double here for FaZe over at B. As again, there was an aggressive play thrown at the FaZe default. It's not Frozen, but he may try and take the initiative. He's alone over towards that A-bomb site. They're a man down, and you can see that FaZe have slowed it even further because they've been seeing this reaction here from Mouse so often when they've been at disadvantages. They want to seal this nice and cleanly.
Again, just not able to find the aggression. Or rather, this time, not able to find the target. Twist shuts him down. Bemis and Acor, the last lines of defense, the last chances to make it a slightly more even half before they head into the dreaded terrorist side. 20 seconds on the clock, and FaZe are definitely running it down quite a bit, but Bemis is in the wrong spot at the wrong time. Bombs planted. Bemis, you can't save over here, buddy. He's expecting the Karrigan, or well, Karrigan's dead, but he's expecting that someone might be lurking over towards a B-bomb site, but now rotates back. Might have taken too long. No kid either. They're going to start to drive forward. Acor good for 1. Acor looking for more, but they're not exposing themselves. They're clearing out the close angles, but FaZe is just all too far away. Brokey good for 1, and we're going to have to go to a break to see how mousesports can claw it back in that second half.
Am I wasting time? 'Cause I'm already gone. So long, can you stay the night? 'Cause you're the thing I want. I know you're feeling different when you're stressed out, but even with no makeup you still stand out. 'Cause no one makes me feel the way you do now. Like you do now. The way that you move your body, you make it look like a hobby. Every time that you touch me, it's electricity. Things we discovered underneath last night's covers. Everything came so easy. It's Electricity. Electricity. Whoa. It's electricity. Electricity. It's electricity. When it's late at night, I feel you on my skin. My skin. You're all that's on my mind. It's finally sinking in. You're it. I know you're feeling different when you're stressed out. But even with no makeup, you still stand out. Cause no one makes me feel the way you do now. Like you do now. Ways that you move your body, you make it look like a hobby. Every time that you touch me, it's electricity.
Oh, baby, it's ready to rock here in that second half. So far, so good here from FaZe. They round out that T side with 9, and Mouse are left wondering what could have been in so many moments. They had these flanks, these potentials for late round choices, but FaZe were slow with how they approached that one. We've seen those odds flip on over from 1xBet. They know that T side half that much more impactful for them coming into this series. We're expecting the CT side to be a bit more of what's to come here from FaZe. Seen some good stuff so far. Some trials and tribulations for Brokey. We've been seeing some pretty aggressive reactions. Maybe that aggression can carry over to some in-game results for him as well.
mousesports are so heavily concentrated around that B-bomb site. And it seems like FaZe might be looking to do some of the same. They do, of course, have Rain, who's gotten quite aggressive outside. Of course,
Molly too.
One of his most famous maps, indeed, they do. But that smoke is going to be really well placed. Twist trying to play around it. They do have a second player there. Brokey good for one, but Dexter trades and Twist so crisp on these shots. And it's Rain and Cole there to chime in as well. The smoke side it all, but as we emerge from them, blood has been spilled and it's out of mousesports. FaZe Clan winning out that pistol.
Yeah, you can see we were kind of glued to a perspective, and it just what is going on? This player is sitting inside of smokes, jumping through them, kind of fights within them. Didn't really feel like they had proper sightlines of one another, and FaZe got a handle on it. So, you know, you don't see success in the pistol. Natural response. See if you can do dirty with Deegs. Got some smokes available as well, and short pressure once again mounted here for Mouse. See, FaZe had tripled themselves over towards A, not met with any hostilities.
Oh, Twist, the small drop could be big. Oh, well timed. Twist is just forcing them forward, all funneling through, but Frozen's got one. Dexter makes it two. Rups with another one. Where is this coming from?
A little bit of fire behind them, and Brokey's now in position, but he's only good for one kill. Oh dear, this has spiraled out of control. The Molotov was well timed, but it sailed a little too deep, so it actually forced Mouse into those fights, where if you're hitting the shots with those Deegs.
Yeah, I forgot my history, Michael. You're not supposed to burn the other people's bridges for them. You give them a route to hesitate, to go back, but it's all forward for mousesports. Frozen, unfortunately, redeeming himself a little bit as well with that first kill. Very important. Robs smacks Rain on the side of his head. Guns recovered galore. Not often you see a CT side weapon in the hands of the terrorists. And now they've got 3.
Yeah, almost a full conversion. I don't think Acor could quite find one for himself, but it's dropped on over. Trying to keep his economy pretty. We know he wants his hands on that ult. Yeah, not a position that FaZe wanted to find themselves in, and it feels like some vengeance for Mouse. FaZe have had a few rounds like it so far in the series. Very few in Mouse's court. They're kind of evening up as a result of that one. Molotov down. Rain a little far from it. And A good tag on Dexter. Then he should be able to escape with this one. There's no real immediate punish. Twist keeping them at bay as well. Nobody wanting these fights all too much here from Mouse, so they maintain their game plan, setting their sights in towards the bathrooms.
God, Rain's just getting so aggressive inside the toilets, but as he moves back, a repeat from Brokey. Rain can't get the frag, and neither can his teammate. Rain still pushing past the Molotov. This time he's hoping it works out for him. Can he get that deagle power? No. It only really works for the other side. Now, smoke on top of the... Is that intentional? That can't be intentional, right?
Doesn't feel like it is.
Is that a one-way? I don't know, man. Smokes are weird in CS.
It would be a weird smoke to throw.
Maybe it's to stop the CTs from boosting over?
That would be even weirder still.
Well, 30 seconds and weird could devolve to worse. Twist, however, caught out, and that's the hopes of FaZe gone. Just Golzera left alive. He's not had the best of series after Mirage, and over here 8 and 12 hasn't needed to step up as much, but now would be a good time if he can get some damage, get some kills, a bit of extra money as well, so he can buy up that AWP for Brokey. Need be. Opportunity given, but not quite capitalized this time for them.
The more I'm thinking about that smoke,
The less it makes sense.
I mean, there's a world where it's like, oh, you know, preventing the jump spot for info. But even that, it's just it seemed odd that there was nobody behind it. I'm not gonna put too much on it.
Maybe it was
like
just a bank smoke that was flubbed.
I feel like I'm just gonna have to download the demo afterwards and just look. Well, I need to know, what is your intention with that one?
It's like if you know, Michael's like a fortune teller who gives a $5 reading, only tells you a little bit, but then they get so curious that they go home and do this entire deep dive, like, tell me the future of this person entirely.
It's like I've been presented a palm and there's just no lines. Like, what do you do?
Slap someone with it.
It's like the whole. That's the whole gig.
FaZe, however, they might be getting to the breadline with the kind of money they're sitting at. Not really any chances of taking this one away if they can recover one of their own weapons. Hell, that wouldn't be horrible, but this should be a gimme for mousesports. Have you ever had your fortune told, Tom Red?
No, I don't think I have intention in doing so.
Well, I was going to drag that one off a little bit more, but the anti-eco ended pretty quickly, so hey,
Yeah.
All right. Well, FaZe, of course, a shout out to Ryan Randall, Observer, who's very confused about what to do when all 5 players are getting a kill at the exact same time.
Just find the kills. Turn on auto director. Would have gone all of them.
Indeed.
I'm gonna get flamed by our observer. Double digits. Looking and knocking at the door at that is Mouse, looking to tie things up. Of course, FaZe had a few issues. Predicated off of that force buy. Jump spot. Rops was ready, but doesn't react. Not fast enough, at least.
Brokey. Ross really is hoping that Brokey gets aggressive around this corner, but Brokey's not had a great game so far, so he's playing a little bit more safe, a little bit more chilled out. Rain's the only person left with that A-Bob site. And look, the terror of the toilets is no longer quite as deadly as that he was once upon a time, but
I mean, the boost could be good. Oh.
Well, they drop off, so.
Yeah, immediately. They made noise in doing the boost, so just cancelled it.
Rain's position is going to be massive, though. If he can find the kill on the Frozen, that would be huge. At the same time, Cole, if you fall to Robs, the jig is up, and rotations have to start coming back on towards his B-bomb site. Robs is just waiting. He's been here for so long. He's so patient. Just not moving. Robs, are you disconnected? Look at this. It's a game of cat and mouse, but right now the cat might just be Rain, and Cole is also pushing for the same time, but Robs will finally get it done. Rain at least equalizes, but patience pays off, and over to the B-bomb side they go. Twist is completely blind. He's burning. He's dying. Carrigan has to lead by example now, but does he have an example to give? An orb right in front of him. Acor plucks him out of the water. And sure, Brokey, have a consolation, have a pat on the back, but that's all it is to find a frag on Dexter. A retake, that looks impossible, but at least he'll attempt it. Boost up, but Acor!
Oh!
He's ready to do it! He knows it all, Michael. He knows all. He sees all. He is the fortune teller. And on 24 and 9, he says, I've got some pretty damn good fortune.
And is this map tailored for Acor? Because we didn't see him have a star-studded performance earlier in the day, but he has really shown up in this third, where it felt like he'd been missing for some of the series. Now looking to, hopefully, carry Mouse through it. FaZe getting kind of plucked apart. That short side statue in Rops just waited so long for aggression from FaZe.
I swear.
And you can see that the way that they're approaching the CT side is so different from what we saw from Mouse. You know, when we looked at their initial setups, they were trying to go for some early peaks. And then if they lost some numbers, they would get even more aggressive. FaZe have at least gotten one, though. Rain a pick on the Deeg. That's Bimask gone. And the rifle's not recoverable as of yet.
Especially because the grenade brought it back even further. FaZe clan. I mean, they are getting aggressive. This could be a big kill. Rain is being distracted so he will get himself a second. mousesports, your old nemesis is here, but Acor is ready to at least put up a stand. Rups once again. His feet are frozen. Okay, melts a little bit, but you know he wants the statue away. But with this little time left on the clock, he doesn't quite have the luxury of patience the same way as before. The B-bomb site seems to be where they want to go. There are smokes available for Cold Sarah, so he can smoke off Toxic, make it a lot harder for them to really clear it out, and they're going for the same old setup with 2 players here. Great timing on that smoke. Molotov immediately extinguished as well.
I know one's there at the very least, but do they suspect 2? This is the setup from the pistol round as well from FaZe.
10 seconds. Oh, bomb's being planted safe. This is the perfect place to go for it. Carrigan, as he's peeking out, will be seen by Rups, but they can't get it done. It's 3 frags in succession. 2 dinks from Brokey. They're all they need, and look at this. Twist kicking him where it hurts. Oh, no, no, no. Even our observers saying, no, 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 not like this. You can't go
Stop,
BMing
man,
like
he's
that.
already
Come on, guys.
dead.
All of them are.
And this is exactly teed up like we've been talking about this series. It is that old rival. It's not even about the Mouse and FaZe head-to-head. It's these 4 spies. Mouse are falling victim to them so much so far this tournament.
I'm telling you, Frozen's head was not that spiky in the beginning. This has been a bit of a head scratcher for him. For sure. Can't be feeling too happy about it. 10 and 14 right now, and he could have had, you know, many more kills. We've seen him have quite a few individual mistakes. Let's put it that.
And just when they were about to take the lead as well on the mousesports side. That is really deflating.
Oh, grenade. So well placed. Dexter's down to 46 as well, and they've got all the players they need on this B-bomb side. Twist sees a player, but he's got to be careful. Can't adjust in time. Beam is good for 1 minute to double up. Twist is defending, but not for long. Through the smoke comes Drops with an AK bullet to his head, and Rain has time to swing out back to Graffiti as a Molotov will be at his feet. Wait for the player in water, sees him, dinks him, but can't. Not even a dink, right? That's just a body shot. Dexter's already low, but can't get the kill. A 2-on-3 where they have to save. mousesports might have been punched where it hurts, but they're still going to keep limping their way forward.
Yeah, and it looked dangerous, right? The utility timing, right, from FaZe was on the money, and then the tags were coming out, but it's again this burst, but the trades were just too effective for them.
Twist just not able to react in time when he's playing from on top of that toxic barrel position. It's a very strong angle to play, but you have to be hyper aware of someone from short maybe spotting you out. And when he's spotted out, you know, smoke's useful, but he's played that same angle so many times. It takes him down.
11-11. We tie it up once again. And it's these fast site collapses that have been so difficult to handle from both sides, it feels like. And this is something that may be traveling over from Nuke. We saw that same level of success in some of these more hesitant moments on the T sides. Question is, do we see a change of pace once again? They went for a faster approach in that round prior, and they're grouped up at Monster.
Broky's opping inside connector, and now again the B bomb side is where they're headed. Good grenade flying through will deal enough damage to bring them into headshot territory, if nothing else. And Cool Zera's AWP on shot could be impactful, but it's been smoked off, and he can't do anything about it. Twist and Carrigan have to defend.
CTs too.
Good grenade moving forward, and the CTs need to be careful. They're all inside smokes. Twist will have his dissipate sooner rather than later. They're all dropping down as well. The terrorist side is at a standstill. They can't progress through. They just have to back off. And right behind is Brokey, who's waiting. He's going to be able to peek them out one by one. Brokey gets the first, drops the bomb as well, smokes himself off, and moves to the side so they don't expect it. But they might have heard him dropping down. Brokey lying in wait for them to come through. 48 seconds, still plenty of time. If you get this kill, mousesports has a chance to rotate. And FaZe have to respect it. So Brokey instead gets aggressive, but Rob, Mr. Statue! Oh, Mr. Statue, how can you do this? His stone cold fist will swing out once again, knocking down Brokey, but FaZe, they themselves are frozen in place. The B-bomb site, not abandoned yet.
They have to go forward. There's no options. They could be anywhere here on FaZe. They're creeping past, and Carrigan, he just narrowly slots the head, but Frozen gets the best of him.
Twist now trying to fight back. It's him to be traded. Cold still alive at the back of the side in 8 seconds. The time is their enemy. The bomb not in their possession. And Rops, as he's moving past, has to face the face of defeat. It looked like Rops had done it when they get that kill, but mousesports not rotating and FaZe doing the same. That entire round was the ultimate stalemate.
Yeah, just everybody separated by smokes, just spamming away. There was a lot of damage exchanged, but still no kills. And then when it all came to, you highlighted Brokey with that AWP. He was holding that flank, containing them. And it still looked feasible towards the end there for Mouse, but that time and that bomb being dropped, just too much of a difference maker. Oh man, you could see there's been some really animated reactions in this series, and you can understand why. It seems like every round hangs in the balance.
This is Counter-Strike at its finest, isn't it? Maybe not at its best, but definitely at its finest. We've seen a couple of interesting anti-force rounds, so let's put it that way. But regardless, definitely entertaining. That's what we're here for. Acor, meanwhile, he's looking to get a little bit more aggressive, get that CT juju going. Don't really down it long. And FaZe, one thing is for certain, they do not aggress as much as mousesports was. And you talked about it before, but their style is much more, hey, you come to us and we throw smokes down. That's what we do.
Only exception that we've seen so far was that play from Brokey, right? So
yeah,
may need more of it. Creeping bathrooms. There's a player close as well. Rain just looking the other way. Smoke's down. Oh, it's faded. He spots them and a smoke thrown. That immediate reaction. We see you. Smoke down, but he's not able to get away with it. Seems like a firmly drilled protocol here for FaZe, and they are now a man down. 4 on 5. Time left here for Mouse to consider their options. They still have Rops on that lurk at B, but he hasn't found anything from it. So they may just continue pushing forward here.
Brokey's position, this is such an important place not to be giving up. They're maintaining flawless control, but the rotation from Carrigan, it's not back to B, it is of course back, just repositioning around the dice. 3 players in long, 25 seconds. Here come the flashes. Here comes a push. Carrigan completely blind, and he's brought down. Brokey inside the bathrooms now needs to go for a flank, but right behind him lies Robs in wait. Mr. Statue is the man again, but Brokey to interrupt the bomb plant. Now inside the toilets, Mr. Statue can't move. Robs will not be able to prevent him for 2, and Acor will be the one to safeguard the bomb as it is planted. Robs still coming in from behind, but it's Twist and Cold who bring it back to a 2v2, but this could be a poison chalice. Not much money going for this, as difficult as it is, and the first kill is there. Acor and Rops ready to close out the 12 for mousesports, but let's not forget, they've equalized and equalized and equalized, but when will they get the lead?
Yeah, as soon as one slowly creeps into the lead, it's answered right back. You're right, it has been a hard one to get a firm grip of for either team in the second half. And man, you can see that the frustration is building from these players. FaZe have run out of cash as well, so pistols are out. Not much alongside it. And this has been the enemy of Mouse, but feels like they are shortchanged a few deegs on FaZe to be all too threatening. They lost to this one. That would really, really hurt. This man's like a gargoyle. Protecting short, unmoving. Fierce in the fights. Acor off for short, and it lines up for Rops for 2.
Well, unfortunately, this time the gargoyles got city governance to protect him. mousesports set for 13. Seems like even they can't be. Second there, got a bit dicey. 2 players going down quite low. Frozen is still ecstatic, I suppose. Man, Acor 7 kills right now. Really, just such a different show from the previous few rounds.
Yeah, in these past few rounds, he has not had as many of these frags, but absolutely, it has been a firm 180 from him. And he's shown up for the kills that he's needed to, right? The round just a couple ago, Acor crucially allowed the plant. Brokey chanced at it on the spawn. Went for the pick immediately. Swing and a miss, though.
Twist again. And there's good old toxic corner. And no, we're not talking about an A. No, I'm joking. I actually like an A quite a bit. But hey. Now, it's all about Robs and Acor. Over from shot. This time, Rob's slightly more aggressive, but even still, patience is his game perpetually. Acor grenade goes in. That's quite a juicy one. Twist is going to be feeling a little bit less safe. And Cole's been baited forward, but the shoulder peek will, for once, not be punished. It seems like Acor's had his number on those before, but 1 or 2 misses will come out.
Yeah, chances at it for both the Ulpers. Could have found an advantage early. At least early enough. See, Robs is taking a different angle on it at short. Still as stationary as ever. Now looking to be staggered, moving in towards this B site. 37 on the clock, and they are making contact. Molotov's in, trying to flush Cold Zero out of position, but he's still holding firm at the pillar, but Dexter spams him down. So an entry here for Mouse.
Twist is still in water. He needs to find them. Dexter will go down, but it's still so many of the mousesports players cascading out, and over they go. Twist good for 2, looking for the 3rd. The smoke's dissipating, and Frozen will not be able to find much. It's rain over in heaven. Twist still alive. A 1-on-1. 3 kills so far, and now he's just waiting for the bomb to be planted, readjusting and going for it now. Not much HP on him to work with, and Frozen knows that there's been enough time for Twist to rotate back to heaven, but Frozen's about as calm as can be. Has moved all the way back to short already. Twist has to clear out all these angles. Is there a kit nearby? Doesn't look like it, so he's the one with all the pressure on his back. Frozen just in the right place at the right time. mousesports are at 14. FaZe just can't catch a break. It was a wonderful defense from Twist, but he needed that finisher.
Yeah, Twist does so much, and he has to push it that little bit further. But it's Mr. Cool himself. Or rather, his compatriot, the man with ice in his veins. And that could be a freezing finish here for FaZe. Their money not looking good here in round 27. Mouse knocking on the door of 15. These rounds have to fill you with anxiety for both sides, to be honest, because of how close the timer has been each and every time, only for FaZe to get close, but not close enough from denying those plants. I know my heart's racing. Can only imagine. We've seen the frustration. Hair pulling. And fist fighting in the server. Mouse now looking to make it at least a guaranteed 15. Tag on the scout is good. Frozen dropped down to 12. Did he hit him with a headshot? I feel like it could have been a lot of damage. Seems like I've been told it could be Acor that's actually hit him, so my mistake. See who gets the assist. Frozen, you had a nice clutch, but you've been...
Why are you assuming he's going to die, Michael? Why have you got to be so negative?
I mean, he's teed up for it. These USPs, the one that Carrigan's got, he's going to meet him.
Well, Dexter's going to be dinked at least, so Carrigan will do his best with that. Dude, he's so good at... Man, Acor is genuinely just the elbow breaker. That's who he is. Even in the maps where he wasn't doing that well, he's so good at just getting a shot out on the jiggle. Really is crazy, but Moraine and Brokey still holding down the divider alley. Brokey forced backwards as he's now a little bit more concerned about long for good reason. That's where the bomb is. Rops, meanwhile.
30 seconds again against the anti-force buy, or the anti-buy. You just know that there is growing concern here in the Mouse camp. They do not want to make a mistake, not in a round like this.
Rain's position forcing it though, but he swings a bit too wide and Frozen will shut him down. Now, Cold and Brokey. Brokey with the first. Cold and Twist coming through with more. It's gonna be it. Robs is too far away. It's a 1-on-2 without the time. How does this happen every single time? And now they don't have money.
There's enough in the tank. There's enough in the tank here for Mouse for another buy.
How?
But that has to be so heart-wrenching as well. The hesitance is about caution. There for mousesports. You know, there's a mistake. The tag early. They know Frozen's low. There's low players there for Mouse. But these late site collapses, they have been really, really anxiety-inducing. And this is why. You know that there's that potential for it to fall out of Mouse's hands. And that's given FaZe this opportunity. This crack that is swung open in the door. For them to swing it right open to tie up once again. And they break the money of Mouse if they did it.
Acor, no armor, and we've seen that cause Robs to suffer once before. He knows he's gonna go for the same repeats, but Carrigan fully blind shuts down Dexter. Cole with another one. Suddenly FaZe are picking up steam. Steamer's still leading forward, but it's Chris to intercept. Not a single player lost from the CT side, and they've come through with a vengeance. The force spy to assist, and mousesports. What should have been 15? What should have been match point? Will instead be an equalizer. FaZe then are right back in it, and mousesports, no money.
This is a nightmare scenario, it feels like, for Mouse. FaZe are, as you would expect, composed. We talked about the veterans returning under, I say new leadership, returning leadership. Fresh face in there as well. And this is supposed to be their ace in the hole, you know, that curveball that they threw at the drafting, the veto period. It caught the analysts by surprise, the previous casters, us, everybody involved. Nobody would have seen what Mouse had prepped for this one. And it goes the distance once again. It was a close game in the upper bracket, in the opening game of the day. And for similar reasons, where it shouldn't feel like it's as close as it is. On the gimme rounds, the guarantees.
And this could have just been a 16-11, honestly, for mousesports. Maybe something around that. It seemed like it should have been with Brokey having such a quiet performance.
Yeah, but Twist's been compensating, right? He's been doing what he did on Mirage.
Oh. And it is one of those classic maps for Twist and the like. But even then, just These anti-ecos, man. Now, they themselves are hoping for a bit of a miracle. Rob's, of course, the only one who really has much kill potential. Brokey missing his shots, but that's what really stopped them before. Rain taking hold. There is no flashbang. There is nothing. There is no hope. And, I mean, hell, for mousesports, there isn't really much at all they can work off of. Robs will find one, takes the op, runs away immediately. He knows that if he can save this one, it's worth it, but a minute on the clock? Are you really saving this?
Yeah, they had a clean sheet in the last round as well, so FaZe can maybe afford a little bit thrown at this.
I mean, their money is also kind of weak. You don't want to maybe risk it moving forward, but at the same time, the AWP in Acor's hands, it has been a force.
And a little bit less so in these latter rounds. And the way that they've been losing these past two as well has to be deflating. Oh, past three, I suppose. Robs looks like he might be able to get away with this. He is a sneaky fellow, embodying the emblem. So silent, so sneaky. He's made himself a little door that he can escape into. So he can hold on to that ult. It should be transferred over to Acor, no problems. But FaZe have gotten to 15, and that is a big problem. It felt like Mouse could have closed this one out, threatened this overtime first, or just guarantee it at the very least. But this could be the rug being swiftly pulled out from under them.
They've got to fight for overtime now. And for Mouse, it's a sight they've seen before just earlier today. You can see they're not happy with this. Bemis very frustrated on the camera earlier on, but Brokey getting aggressive. Does land a shot, but not quite there. Frozen will be able to keep most of his HP still alive and kicking. And now as he's starting to lead the aggression forward, has to pick up and really save the day from where he himself has perhaps lost it a few times as well.
Tag on the ult shot, but Rain's there for the double, and Brokey really low HP. They haven't tracked him down. He's still close to these bathrooms as well, containing the progress here for Mouse. Smoke on down as well. Carrigan's alongside him. Oh, they've gotten another.
And now it's back to a 3v3. mousesports on the verge of elimination. They fight for overtime on a map no one thought would come. Carrigan on the A-bomb side, alone looking to defend. Now located, and Robs will find him. Takes him down, but Twist is here to recover. The star of the show so far will now fall to Dexter. Cold Zara, left in a 1-on-2, does not want to face up against overtime. But he needs to take it forward all on his own. And not the weapon you want to see in his hands, but at least utility aplenty to try and work around.
No smoke for the bomb. Molotov's a couple flashes, though. And he's been so slow about it. Thinks like they could be so up close, but they've taken a passive approach instead. Smoke can be recovered. I can go get on this bomb.
Molotov as well, perfectly placed. A flashbang could be going through. Cole's going for it. Dexter's burning inside. It goes. He's trying to stick
Surely
it. 2
not.
seconds, and with the knife, it's Dexter to take it to overtime. And we've got to go to a break, but we'll be back with more action very soon.
You ask if we could talk, but then say nothing. Maybe you just had too much to say. Cause when you call me up, you just want one thing. And maybe in the end you'll get your way. But I just wanna know, oh, 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 yeah, if we should take it slow, oh, 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 yeah. I just wanna show ya I'd do anything for you, girl. I just wanna know, oh, 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 and take a moment to slow things down, work this out. I got your love on top. We're in the moment, and maybe that's what we're about. Tell me what you want me to be, baby. I promise I can be the one you're craving. 'Cause I think that I know what you've been chasing. And girl, I'm sick of waiting. I'll be yours for the taking. But I just wanna know, oh, 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 yeah, if we should take it slow, oh, 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 yeah. I just wanna show you I'd do anything for you, girl. I just wanna know, oh, 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 yeah. I just wanna know. I just wanna know. I just wanna know. I just wanna know your baby. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I just wanna know. Oh, 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 yeah. If we should take it slow. Oh, 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 yeah. I just wanna show you I'd do anything for you, girl. I just wanna know.
Oh lord. 3 maps, old teams, rivalries formed, and Overpass, the map we didn't expect to make it through veto periods before today. It has to go the full distance. It's not confident territory, it feels like. They forced FaZe into this. Mouse, it felt like they almost had control to push this one over the edge, only for FaZe to answer right back. So now we'll see if things change up. This is where you expect to see a bit more leniency given to more hyper-aggressive plays. You know, throw your strat book, not out the window, but adapt it slightly. If there's any significant changes in these early stages, they've not wanted to go for aggressive plays, and Cold meets them with the op this time around. Mal's not anticipating.
Not an angle that he was favoring all too often in the first, well, not really in regulation. And Cold hasn't had a great game so far. Overtime is exactly where you want him to start kicking it up a notch.
Hasn't had the second op either.
That is true. I think they bought it once before. It just didn't really pay off too well for them. Mousesports, though, you're talking about the strat book. I mean, hell, no matter how much you practice, your strat book can't be all that heavy. So you're really being tested, not just 30 maps, but beyond. This is the stage where smoke's being lined up in 30 seconds. This is where mousesports likes to commit. Rops is leading the charge. Twist on the other side. Cold will push forward with the USB, and Carrigan's claimed that Mouse. There's nothing they can do about it. They are falling flat on their faces. And Acor in a 1-on-4, as heroic as he has been, this is just not his round.
I think the worry that dawns on you here is that Mouse have gone for these late round executes time and time and time again. And, you know, they've had some successes with it, but FaZe in these last few moments, before we even entered the overtime, we're making the change and just not giving them those fights. So it ends up in these 30-second executes where, I mean, this time FaZe were primed and ready to go. They actually pushed forward as the utility's coming through.
Frozen again. He's shown his hand so many times over towards Fountain, just not finding that much success on this half, though, is he? Not rather on this side. He did have some crucial whiffs as well on the CT side. A lot of mistakes from mousesports, you have to say. But the performance that they've shown so far is, really does make it all worth it.
Sounds redundant, but, you know, when they've been winning, they've been looking good. But the losses have hurt that much more. Round losses, of course. Berkey. A little aggro with the AWP. Not exactly a comfortable fallback path, but one that they may not anticipate. Been caught out by the AWP in the round just prior. Brokey looking to replicate.
40 seconds, and how many times have mousesports just wound down the clock?
Yeah.
This time, FaZe has to read that they're going, hey, it's been B so often, but with Twist's position being where it is, he's ready for the flank. Brokey good for the first. Starts off nicely. Rain smokes off long immediately. The grenade could be massive. Just need to chuck it right forward. Right now would be the best time possible. Rain, flashbang turns around. They're trying to pre-fire him. It just isn't working. Ropes once again alone against 5. There isn't the time, there aren't the numbers, and there isn't the hope. mousesports cannot get it done, and FaZe Clan are setting up for a clean sweep of this overtime.
Oh man, it feels like the deflation, the air kind of falling out of the hot air balloons of mousesports. They were sailing so high, and suddenly there's a loud pop. Not quite sure where it's come from, but before they know it, they're on the tail and receiving end of what is a disaster. 17 for FaZe. The adaptations have been good. They've been mixing in some aggressive plays as well. When we talked about their CT side being far more passive, there hasn't been a substantial response. You know, we haven't seen the change of pace here from Mouse. Again, trying to wait for some of these activations on Acor's AWP as well. He has really slowed down, but he's had such a great game in getting here so far.
Brokey, he sees the oh no, for a second I thought he saw the shadow. Frozen might be located sooner rather than later. Frozen is tagged up, but not brought down. He's got the time to come around for another one. The block is what ends up getting them. Rain will be the next to fall. mousesports aren't out of it yet, Michael.
This is here fast though. Tag player on Frozen. It's an easier fight, but only good for one, and Karrigan's on the wrong bomb site for it. Still hovered, and Mouse do pull that pin slightly earlier. It's predicated off of some aggression there from FaZe, where the tag doesn't quite seal the frag. See if Karrigan can clutch things back.
That could have been such a difference maker there, but Karrigan, like you said, I mean, there's only forward to go in this 1v3. Taking it away at his feet, and Bemis at his back will shut him down. mousesports will prevent the clean sweep of the half, but now they enter CT territory. Now they enter Acor zone. And sure, he had a good second half. It wasn't the best of them, though. The question is, can he go back to the same place where he was in the first one? Can he get back in the zone where he's re-peeking and dancing around death, just holding his hand and directing him to FaZe Clan's heads?
And will it be him or Frozen that's looking for those early advantages? Feels like it's one or the other. We know that when it came to regulation, they were going for these aggressive plays so often, and Acor is taking the initiative, scoping in. Oh, double zoom, missing the shot, sailing right past Twist. Not quite making the mark. Not being given these fights too early here on the side of Mouse. You talk about Acor and his successes on that CT side. If he doesn't find that effectiveness, you know, it did feel as though he was doing a lot of that heavy lifting.
Especially with Frozen not being quite on point, and Rob's not having as many chances, honestly. Let's put it like it is. Rob's also didn't have the best numbers. He's doing well, but he didn't have the best numbers on the CT side. It was just Acor. It was really powerlifting through. Again, 45 seconds left. Both these teams really like to run the run the clock down. How much is for sure? And so much utility still left from the CT side as well. Molotovs flying through, being exchanged, flashbangs and smoke primed up. 30 seconds and FaZe is walking in. Dexter lies in wait inside water, peeks out for one, lines them up but can't finish them off. They're both very low, and Dexter will end up falling after he gets another. Somehow it is not an advantage for Mouse, but the grenade will find Twist and shut him down. Carrigan and
Smoke's gone
Coldzera
too.
without the bomb will retrieve it, will plant it. Inside the smoke they go. But Frozen's the one getting aggressive from short. The spray transfer to save the day. 3 kills for him on that retake. What a round for Frozen.
Yeah, in from the connector, just throwing that dunk on the site. That was not how FaZe had planned that one out. You know, the smokes were down on that bomb site, but as soon as that kill comes in, that's when it had to be a round recovery, because the thing that's been haunting Mouse in all of those T-side rounds is what FaZe fall victim to. The time is a critical component, and they were getting those entries. It felt as though Mouse weren't quite... I mean, they were ready for the hit. You know, the Molotovs were exchanged, but even then, some of the angles that were being held, the pacing or the route that they thought FaZe would take differed from what it was expected. The nade, the door blown open, so Acor finds the first, the second is good.
That's massive from Acor. Again, the aggression working out for them. Bemis now from Toxic lies in wait. Chris has found so much success before. Bemis do the same. He can't. The smoke works against him, but Dexter up high gets himself one spray on the second. Can't quite finish, but Cole being as low as he is means that mousesports are finally on match point.
And they got that one round that they needed to in that first half. So this is a do or die moment for FaZe. After it looked like they could have been down and out in regulation, now facing that same choice, or not, I guess not so much a choice, but circumstance being found. I was looking to convert, but was denied to them in the first 30.
They have a double up that they're cycling forward cold. I mean, Randall, can we get eyes on Cold for a minute? I'm really curious about what exactly... Okay, so he's just waiting and holding, and oh, it works out. The roll of the dice, the switching of the weapons goes the way of FaZe. Mouse just not expecting him at all.
Yeah, juggled that weapon over. He had an AK to fall back onto. Oh, Frozen. He's found one. This is being more and more of an issue because they're constricted connector firmly in mousesports control, and they've spotted out some presence over towards long. That bomb dropped, so FaZe need to recover that one quickly, and Mouse have swarmed around it.
The clock not quite as far down as we've seen it go, but the smoke is really what's preventing them from moving forward. Beam is still with another Molotov as well to work with. There's so much utility. A flashbang gone awry though, and Dexter can't quite capitalize. Molotov now comes in. Acor's found one in the meanwhile. mousesports, just 2 players left. All that's stopping them from moving forward. Dexter wants to take the peak, and as the swing comes in, Twist is good for one. They can't get more. It's mousesports to take it away, and it'll be FaZe Clan eliminated. Last place from the DreamHack Masters Spring. We're gonna have to go to a break, and when we're back, it'll be the breakdown and maybe even an